Is it a good idea to build a vocal booth, and why do we still love analog gear? Let's find out.
Okay, let's dive in with the first question.
Let's go.
Jens Böttcher. Jens is asking, how can I improve the sound quality when I record vocals at home? Should I try and build a vocal booth?
I would probably start, I mean, it depends thing, because I don't know your room and the whole situation, but I would start from like smaller to bigger. So having like a shield, for example, for the microphone, deciding what the best place in your room would be, or even if you have that choice, maybe sometimes you have, if you're just at home and you have multiple rooms, deciding which room you are going to use would be maybe the first thing. Because back in the days, I remember there were like internet opinions that were like, do like the closet thing, but just like wooden closet, and it's like the worst thing because it's just reflections, only reflections. So a big room is good, and a somewhat dry and clothy room if it's just a home setup.
I would really not recommend at all to build a small thing. It's like Mark said, larger rooms are better. The thing with small, and if I hear like vocal booth, then I feel like 2 by 2 meters, and even this sometimes the vocal booths are smaller. The problem is that the kind of resonance that you have in small rooms, the smaller the room or the smaller the dimension is, the higher in frequency those resonance go. And the problem is they go right into your usable frequency range. So if in a room like this, for example, if it was not treated, which is like 6.5 by 5.5 meters, something like this, the resonance would be rather low. Maybe you have a problem around 80 hertz or something like this, which is annoying, but for vocal, you can maybe work with it. Yeah. But if the room is really small and you start getting resonance in like 200 or 300 hertz, so right in the meat of the voice, then there is nothing you can do anymore. It will always sound like in a little box. So small ISO booths, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Using a mic shield, as I said, is cool. If you don't have one, there are like a couple like old school tricks. If you are in your bedroom, just open the the closet where you have your clothes in, and sing into the clothes. They are like a kind of absorbent, like it's kind of absorber. So and if you sing like into an absorbing environment, then you will put less sound into the room, which can be reflected and cause problems. So like singing into like a dry space could help. I think everyone will have like a mattress and blankets and stuff like this, where it's like, just put that stuff around you so you have like a small space without having an actually small room with a negative impact. So vocal booth, small vocal booth especially, is a big no-no. It just sounds terrible. There's no way you can acoustically fix this. You would have to put so much stuff on the wall that
it's like this.
You just have like half square meter left of it. So don't do that.
Yeah. All right.
Hope that was something useful for you.
Hope so
Experiment too. And let us know if it worked. Thanks.
Okay, we have another question. Shall we continue?
We shall. Thou shallst.
And I have to admit, I kind of picked this one for you a little bit, because I can't really answer it. But
now I'm getting nervous. Hopefully I can.
So the question comes from Finn. Hey, Finn.
Hi, Finn.
And Finn wants to know, what's your favorite piece of analog gear, and why does it still hold value in your workflow? Would you exchange it for a plugin if you would find one that wouldn't compromise the quality of sound, or are there other reasons you would hold on to a piece of analog gear other than sound? Thanks.
Yeah, you are more in the box guy. That's why it's
for me, I just don't own anything, 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 anything.
You own a fader.
I want a fader from you.
How does it work, by the way?
I haven't had it. No, I had no time. I had no time yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but your own piece of gear.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
so-
I start with the second first. If I had like a replacement for something that really does in the analog domain what it does for me, I would replace it.
Yeah.
Just out of convenience. It's like recalls and stuff like this. Like with analog gear, it's like you can make mistakes with the recall. You have recall sheets, and then sometimes you just mess it up, and you forgot to write something down, and then there is just something missing. That's one thing. If I could, I think I would. On the other hand, it's fun to twist knobs. EQ, for example. So you listen, and you turn a knob, and you don't look at the graph or something.
Yeah.
But now, what was it? Do I have?
Yeah. What's? I mean, I think
the most cherished. Of course, as a recording engineer, you gotta love your preamps and your microphones. Those are not replaceable. So I put them on the other side. Without this kind of hardware, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Probably in your case, it would be more like the like mixing mastering type things.
I have like my my chain of it's like 2 compressors and an EQ, which is like Chandler EQ, Chandler compressor, and API 2500 compressor, and the Bricasti reverb. I take this. They are living on every mix I make, and I absolutely love it. It's like the color that you get from every piece of gear doesn't do a lot of heavy lifting, so compression is like 1 dB or something. But it's just running through all these pieces of equipment. It's like the transformers in there that give nice saturation if you drive it a little harder. It's coloring those Chandler compressors and EQs. They just enrich the sound. It just sounds so thick and heavy. It really helps me make like heavy yet clear and loud and dense mixes. It's I really love those. Some of these pieces, there is just no plugin counterpart.
Yeah, but I mean that's really the interesting part about the question, I think, because so in other words, or I'm just taking your question and rephrasing it a little bit, but so if I would have like a USB stick now and all your favorite hardware things would be on there as a plugin or software, and sonically they would be identical.
Yes.
100%. So the only difference then would be the workflow or the handling. Would you take this and say goodbye to that?
Maybe I would, just out of convenience. I know, of course, that stuff costs a lot of money, so that could serve a different purpose then.
Yeah.
But if it's a USB stick, that can also break. It's also hardware.
True.
Yeah.
No, it's an interesting.
It's a difficult one. If you, let's say like this, just to see maybe where the sometimes the question like this is asked because like I think I want to buy some gear. Should I? Is it a good idea to have some? Is someone who has stuff like this, is he really happy with all that stuff? If I would start from scratch, the only gear that I would buy first would be good preamps in the amount that I really need them. Plug-in stuff is so amazing. The thing is, now that I have these pieces of equipment and I'm so used to using them, they are like it's essential part of my workflow and of my thing. So if I would really replace it, if it's absolutely identical, maybe. But if I wouldn't have them, I would find another way to do. I would find my way, and you should try and find your way without thinking that you really, really need all that analog stuff. Except preamps and microphones, there is no way around this.
Yeah.
But in the box, it's a pretty nice place to be nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, it's like this.
Cool.
Thanks. That was a good one.
Yeah. Thanks, Finn. Cool.
That was it.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching.
Yes.
leave us a comment, leave us a question, and see you next week,
next
hopefully. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.